All right, thanks everybody for joining us and braving the heat out there. We'll have Coach Murphy followed by Taylor Clark. Start with the opening statement and open up for questions after that.
Hey, just want to say congrats to all the teams that were here, Alabama State, Troy, and especially Clemson, because it was a heck of a good regional. And, you know, Clemson and only their second year, first full year, just they have done a tremendous job. The coaching staff, the administration there, that's the way to do it when you start a softball program. They built them a hell of a stadium. They hired the coaching staff about 2.5 years to 3 years before they started playing, so he could get everything in order. So kudos to their AD and just that entire program. They're going to be around for a long, long time, and they're going to be competitive. But, you know, again, Montana was terrific. I thought our speed game made a big difference this weekend. They hurried some throws. You know, in the first inning, Matt gets on, and then, you know, Tao's sack fly, and then Taylor Clark comes through again with a big home run. It's probably the hardest hit ball she's hit in her career here. Got every bit of it. And then Mac again, you know, made him hurry, and they threw it away, and that scored a run. So, and our defense was really good as well.
All right, we'll start with Edwin.
Murphy touched on it a little bit, just about wanting to be aggressive and coming out strong. But this whole weekend, y'all didn't allow a single run. Y'all haven't done that in regionals past. So just talk a little bit about the domination and just coming out aggressive and being the way y'all were.
Yeah, well, obviously the pitching was terrific. And when you had 12 today, and I think she had 15 or 16. So obviously, you know, she's doing a lot of the work with Bailey and Steph calling the pitches. So kudos to the battery. And then, you know, today Maddie made a really nice play. Taylor Clark made a great play. Tao turns a double play, and we work on that ball every day in practice, and it seems like it never happens, and finally it did in a game. And, you know, that's very exciting to see when it does come to fruition in a game. So just great defense and pitching. We always say if the other team doesn't score, you're never going to lose.
All right, go on to Michael.
That was actually my exact lead for my game story. You can't lose if you don't run. But what about their pitcher? I know you guys got a few runs on her, but young freshman, she seems like she has a bright future. You know, what did it mean to get the runs you got against her this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, she's really good right now, but I think she's just going to get better and better. And you know, when I think about it, our very first regional was way back in 1999. We had to go to UCLA, and we were probably the 48th team picked out of 48. And, you know, we're shitting our pants because they're the #1 team in the country. They're the best program in the country, and we're the newbie. And we lost 7-0 and 1-0. And the next year, we go to the World Series and win 66 games as a fourth-year program. So that experience at UCLA, even though it wasn't the most pleasurable, we needed that. We needed to see what big-time softball was all about. And the next year, we go to the World Series. So also wanted to tell you that the Yankees were watching our game yesterday in their weight room. A lot of big names that were in there. So I got a buddy that works for the Yankees, and he said they were watching the entire game.
You probably just made Michael's day. All right, we'll go on to Brett.
Hey, Coach, you talked about it in your opener. Talk about the luxury of having Alyssa Brown and allow Alexis Mack at the top and the bottom of your lineup. You seemingly have two leadoff hitters. I mean, like you said, as soon as Alexis Mack gets on, you have Alyssa Brown to back her up, or vice versa. And they forced throws all weekend, and you guys were able to cross the plate a couple times on defensive miscues.
Yeah, and you know, the name of the game with a fast kid is you never want the other team to yell, "I got it." Because if they're yelling, "I got it," that means the ball is in the air. And my mom can catch a pop-up. So when they hit the ball on the ground, that's when the really good things happen for any fast kid. Because the defense has anxiety when the ball is on the ground. You got to come and get it. You got to field it. You got to throw it. You got to catch it. So they make things happen when they hit the ball on the ground, obviously. But you're right, with Matt and then Alyssa, KB Sides has been a leadoff. Jenna Johnson's been a leadoff. Kaylee Tao has been a leadoff. Savannah Woodard has been a leadoff. I mean, I think about 6 of our kids basically led off either in summer ball and high school for their teams. So we got a lot of choices, and really we got good team speed.
All right, we'll go on to Robert.
Coach, coming into the regional, one of the highly anticipated matchups was Fouts versus Cagle in the box, and Fouts not only had great success against the whole Clemson lineup, but Cagle specifically. What kind of feat was that for Fouts to be able to do so?
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think she walked just one time and got on that one time. So she controlled, their big batters really the whole weekend. But that was the big one because she had the most RBIs, the most home runs, and she had the best batting average by about 60 points. And for her to do what she did against her is also a really good feat because she is a good hitter. You saw that against Troy, the other night when she hit 2 screaming home runs that basically got about 8 feet above the ground and went over the fence. So she can definitely hit, but Montana did a great job against her.
All right, any other questions for Coach Murphy?
Hey, thanks for being here, you guys. Appreciate it. Anybody else?
Robert, do you have a follow-up?
Michael might have.
Yes. So today, Montana was kind of mowing through the Clemson lineup a little bit quicker, but today they were fouling off some pitches and just prolonging at bats. Can you talk about the gritty performance you saw from her today?
Yeah, the thing with the pitching staff is Steph says all the time, you've got to find a way to win with your C game or your B game because you're not going to have your A game every day. And today she didn't. I don't know if it looked like that or not, but you're right. They had some foul offs and, extended at bats, but she probably had about a B- C+ game and, gave up 3 hits and struck out 12. So, I think that's why she's one of the best in the country, and she can locate when the ball isn't moving or she can still throw hard. So it's a luxury to have for sure.
All right, we'll move on to Taylor Clark. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, Katie Wyndham, you can go start us off.
Hey Taylor, Murphy just said that he thinks that was probably the hardest hit ball you've had, in your career at Alabama. Do you agree with that? And just take us through that moment when the bat hit the ball, what you were feeling.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think her throwing in the high 70s kind of provided the power there. But really, I was just trying to, again, get something in the air to score a salve, at third base, maybe something in the gap, but I wasn't looking to do anything big. And I was just trusting all my preparation.
Okay, Robert.
Taylor, congrats on the win. So you've been able to come up huge this postseason. You got the big home run against Tennessee, the base hit against Florida, and now you get the home run against Clemson. What allows you to stay so present in the box and to be successful?
Yeah, I just trust my preparation. I trust, what I do all week long at practice. I really talk with Coach Allie a lot about my approach with each pitcher, and that we face. And yeah, that's about it. I just want to help my team any way I can.
Katie Holak.
Hey, congrats on the win. So you had runners on the base path before you had your hit. What's your thought process when you have runners on base? Is it any different than when there's not?
Definitely when there's runners in scoring position. I just think, especially at third base, get a sac fly, get something in the air, get out of the infield. If there's a runner at second, I'm just looking to drive something, maybe get a base hit. I don't try to make it too complicated. I just really focus on breathing when I'm up there. And same thing when there's nobody on and I'm starting off the inning, I just focus on breathing and trusting my approach.
Go ahead, Katie Wyndham again.
What's it been like playing defense behind Montana the last couple of weeks? Murph just said that may have been her B or C game, but she still had 12 strikeouts. So what's it like playing behind a pitcher that's been so dominant lately?
Oh, it's completely awesome. I'd run through a brick wall for Montana, just all of her emotion and just, how much she cares for her teammates. We just want to back her up as much as we can. So it's been a dream come true to play behind somebody like her.
All right, if there's no more questions, we'll wrap it up there. See y'all next weekend.
Thank you, guys.